Okay, I'm back again to do part 3 of Black Clover Spade Kingdom Best Moments. And I suppose let's start out with the next moment, which was the Zogratis siblings going 100% devil power. Okay, so rewinding a bit, each of the siblings were basically saved by by going full power because Vonica was captured by Charlotte with her vines and being able to cancel out curses. Dante was finally being cut apart by Jack, because Jack finally was able to figure out how his magic worked and was able to cut past his body magic. And of course, put a giant hole through Zenon's chest. In fact, Zenon was the closest to death. His heart was basically pierced at that point. If it wasn't for the fact that he went 100%, he wouldn't have been able to regenerate. Also, their looks in 100% are pretty amazing. I remember when people were freaking out about him. I always thought Zenon's was the coolest, the bone thing. But I remember when it did come out, everyone was freaking out about Vonica. There was so much fan art of Vonica at 100%. Some of it was very, very explicit. I'll stop talking about the siblings at the moment because I want to talk about their individual fights as great moments because their fights were fantastic, especially when I gush about my favorite panel that happens in one of those fights, but we'll get to that. Okay, since we're on the topic of power-ups and transformations, the next big scene would actually be the exact same thing, which is Asta, Devil Union. This, of course, starts out with an ancient demon attacking the Clover Kingdom on a direct mission to destroy the capital. And so the majority of the higher-ranking magic knights that were left behind start attacking the demon to save their country. The one leading the attack would be the captain of the Purple Orcas, Kaiser, I think it's pronounced. I don't hear it very often. So he attacks directly into the demon, trying to take it out with one shot with a massive cyclone attacks. It doesn't even work. I mean, it barely pushes it. In fact, it doesn't even just not defeat the demon. It basically barely pushes it back. And in fact, Kaiser is pushing himself so much that even his face starts to rip apart. The demon then, after rebounding from the attack, decides to do a counterattack on the capital, as it was instructed to do. But Kirsch and Nebula were able to work together to basically create an illusion from mist and sakura petals to blind the demon for about a second or two at the most, because it immediately is able to push past the illusion and fire off its magic blast, where Solid is able to deflect it. He then complains for some reason that after 6 months of training, it's all he can do. Like what? You couldn't even stop an attack from Noelle 6 months ago when she wrecked him, but now he's complaining that all he can do is deflect an attack from an ancient demon? Like, what? You're way more powerful than you were before. Like, that's nothing to scoff at. He's just an idiot, honestly. So as you can imagine, the demon then just knocks them all away and takes them out, and then fires off a second blast towards the capital. But this one, of course, is shrunk by Damnado. So Damnado apparently isn't really combat-oriented because he doesn't seem to have any other ability than to shrink people's magic. So he can't actually fight the demon himself. So him and Julius work together to basically kind of like speed up his time. So Julius is now an adult. Unfortunately, this lasts I don't know, 10 seconds at the most. So Julius doesn't even get a chance to attack the devil. So it just turned itself off. He goes back to being a kid. Everyone finally sees that he's a kid for the first time, and they're stunned by it. So that means the Wizard King failed, so all hope is lost. But that's when the big moment happens. Asta appears, goes into Devil Union, and just stops any attack that the demon throws at them. I like the fact that Zenon was trying to taunt and that the Clover Kingdom was going to be destroyed by a demon because all their best knights had already left the kingdom to attack the Spade Kingdom. But then Yuno's like, no, Asta's there. He'll be fine. He'll win. I really do like the fact that, and this doesn't get said enough, that they have a healthy and good relationship and rivalry. Because in a lot of anime, I think it's because of the Naruto Sasuke thing, unhealthy rivalries are just commonplace. It is insane just how bad they can be. So the fact that Asta and Yuno have such a healthy relationship is really amazing, actually. I really like it. But yeah, back to Asta's Devil Union. Okay, so when it first came out, I wasn't a big fan of it. My problem was not the complaint that everyone else had, which is that it was too thin. Asta should be bulkier, but it was a union between Asta and Libe, so obviously it was going to be a mergers of their bodies. Libe is very scrawny, so it makes sense that it would be muscular but not bulky. My biggest problem is that it was very, very one note. It just looked like he was wearing a bodysuit. Just a black bodysuit with some red all over it. I mean, when Nock goes into Devil Union, it always looks like he's wearing some kind of Victorian battle armor or something like that, you know? Like something you would see in some kind of like a dark fantasy kind of thing. But seriously, if Nox starts singing "London Bridges Falling Down," it would fit. It would fit so well because he does have the Victorian look when he goes into Devil Union. But Asta's legitimately just looks like a piece of suit of armor that's just black. You know, it wasn't something that I was expecting. I've gotten used to it over the time. I do enjoy it now, but at the time, I really was disappointed by the fact that it was just so plain compared to Nox. You know, it's funny. People all over the kingdom finally acknowledge Asta after this. The thing is, half are acknowledging him as a good thing, like Klaus and Rebecca and his family at the church, but the majority still think he's just they still don't like him. I think Silva is probably the one that sums up the most. I can't believe I'm being saved by a peasant. Like that still seems to be the mindset of a lot of people in the kingdom, that they just hate Asta just because he's, you know, born a peasant. As for the actual fight, it's not even a fight. Asta literally one-shots it. Like, he just cuts it straight in half, and it dies. Rebecca, the people at the church, Klaus are all cheering. Julius, of course, has stars in his eyes because he saw new power being used. As for the civilians and Demento, just stunned. Utterly stunned by what they just saw about how an ancient demon, like this thing from legend, was just one-shotted by a kid from the sticks. That was something that they did not, that's just surprised the hell out of everyone. It really is a nice scene to read, and also reread. And the last thing I want to mention for this video isn't really a big moment, but it's just something that made me laugh when I first saw it. It's these devils getting wrecked by luck. Okay, so this is really stupid, because the devils are separated into 4 categories. Lesser demons, mid-rank demons, high-rank demons, and of course a supreme demon that rules over an entire region of the underworld. Okay, so the horde of demons that was rampaging for a while before they get wrecked and just vaporize in an instant, those are the lesser demons. That happens when Noel and the others show up after being trained by the Dryad in ultimate magic. They just wreck the low-level demons, and the ones that survive try to run away and escape. But as one of them is trying to escape, he ends up getting killed in the shadows by a mid-ranking demon and his posse. And they're basically mocking the lesser demons as if they were pathetic, worthless things. And they're like, okay, you can kill them, but they're trash. How about you take us on? We'll see how well you go. And then Luck just rips his fucking head off. It was so fucking sudden and so instant that it was ridiculous. Now, this does show, the point of this was to show just how powerful Noel and the others had become after their training with the Dryad. But damn, they didn't have to do the demons dirty like that, the devils dirty like that. I mean, holy crap. It was just an instant death on the mid-ranking devils. It was like they didn't even matter anymore. They were only mentioned just to die. They had dialogue just so they could stand up from the maul of lesser devils. And I honestly, it made me laugh when I just saw that. Like, they just get fucking wrecked and they move on. Honestly, we don't even see even high-ranking devils show up in this arc. We only see lesser ones, which get vaporized. See mid-ranks, which get vaporized, and then we get to see the supreme devils, which, you know, Lilith and Lucifero and such. Damn, like just completely vaporized with it and moved out of the way like it was nothing. And this isn't really a big moment, other than to show that how powerful Noel and the gang have become after the training of the Dryad. But still, it made me laugh. It really did when I first saw it. And I just wanted to talk about it as all. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, so you can enjoy more Black Clover and other anime things. Thank you, and have a great day.